Parents, picture this. You're having a wonderful morning with your child. They're laughing, they're playing, and everything seems perfect. And then, in what it seems like a split second, their entire emotional world flips upside down. A small disappointment. Maybe their sandwich was cut the wrong way. They didn't get to open the door to the car or close the door out of the house in the morning. And their favorite shirt isn't clean, or there's a little nubby on their socks. These all trigger an intense emotional response that seems completely out of proportion. If you're living in this reality, constantly walking on eggshells and never knowing when the next emotional storm is going to hit, I want you to know something important. Parents, you are not alone in this. And there's more to this story than what you are being told. I'm Dr. John Caruso at Haven Family Chiropractic, and what I'm going to share with you might completely change how you understand your child's ADHD mood swings. So, with ADHD affecting more than 11% of our kids today, it's roughly 1 in every 9 kids, these emotional challenges have become increasingly common. Common doesn't necessarily mean normal, though. And here's what most doctors aren't telling you: these mood swings aren't just about a chemical imbalance or a behavioral issue. They're often a sign of something much deeper that's happening in your child's nervous system. So let's talk about what you're experiencing daily. Maybe you've noticed that your child can go from perfectly calm to completely overwhelmed in seconds. That small changes in the routine can trigger major emotional responses, or even traditional behavioral strategies that work for other kids or your own other children don't seem to help for this one specific kid. Or that medications might help some symptoms but haven't solved the underlying problem and often create bigger ones. Or let's say that your child seems to have difficulty from recovering from emotional upsets. Or even for you as a parent, you feel like you're constantly trying to prevent that next meltdown. The impact goes far beyond just the emotional outburst, though. The research actually shows that 25 to 50% of children with ADHD also struggle with anxiety and other mental health challenges. So think about it like this. This means that if you're seeing these intense mood swings, there's likely more going on beneath the surface. So, what we've discovered through years of research and clinical experience is that ADHD mood swings often result from what we call the perfect storm. And it's a combination of factors that create neurological imbalances. The first being prenatal influences. Mom's stress load during pregnancy affects how baby's nervous system develops. So the environmental toxins can create neurological development. The modern lifestyle factors can also alter natural and developmental patterns. Birth is the biggest factor by far that I see with these children. So C-sections, and while sometimes necessary, they can affect the development of our nervous system by the physical stress and strain, as well as the chemical, because moms are preemptively put on antibiotics for all of that. Or things like forceps and vacuums, because those things can create physical stress on our bodies. And even natural births in our modern environment can be more stressful than nature intended. There's about 60 to 90 pounds of pressure that's put on baby's head and neck as they exit the birth canal, and that significantly increases when we add in interventions to help with delivery. So when we think about the other aspects of that, especially because most of these kids are 4 to 12 years old or so, increased screen time affects our neurological development through our eyes and altering our circadian rhythms. The academic pressures start earlier than ever for our kids. The environmental toxins are even more prevalent, and processed foods affect our gut-brain connection. These kids are running and gunning at 100 miles an hour, and the best way for them to get fast fuel is through snack foods, processed foods, and all of the junk. It's not necessarily that they're choosing to make poor diet choices. They just need to put fast fuel on the fire as opposed to a log that's going to be a slow burn. Also, the reduced amount of physical activity impacts how we get out that energy and help to integrate our day. And this specifically impacts the way that our bodies are able to move and how our brain is actually able to calm down and regulate through movement. And here's where it gets fascinating though. Your child's nervous system has two main modes. We got our fight or flight side, so it's like our stress response. You can think about it as like a gas pedal. We need this for energy, for focus, for quick reactions, for things that are an actual threat. And it should activate when needed, but then return to baseline. And then we have our parasympathetic. This is our rest and digest, rest and regulate side. Kind of think about it like a brake pedal. Now it's responsible for calming, for emotional regulation, for recovery, for social interactions, and it should help to balance out this stress response. And in children with ADHD and their mood swings that come with it, we often see that the sympathetic system is stuck in overdrive. You can think about it like a car with a stuck accelerator. This creates constant states of internal stress, difficulty with processing their emotions, or challenges within self-regulation, as well as increased sensitivity to environmental triggers and rapid emotional escalation. You can think about it as their stress bucket, all of the stressors that they're able to handle within a day, within a week, etc. It's already full, and then all of the stuff getting dumped into it is just causing it to overflow. So when we talk about subluxation or stress stuck on our nervous system in relation to mood swings, we're looking at a fascinating physical emotional connection. So physical signs that you might notice is high intense shoulders, walking on their tiptoes, clenched jaws or teeth grinding at night, or even things like constant movement and fidgeting or difficulty sitting still. Now these physical patterns create what we call locked in tone and tension to our bodies. So think of it like a garden hose with a kink. The water can't necessarily flow properly. And this tension is what's flooding the brain with stress signals that interferes with our vagus nerve, which quite literally is our body's major calming pathway. And this creates a cycle of emotional dysregulation that makes it harder for your child to return to a calm state. Now, at Haven Family Chiropractic, we use advanced testing called the insight scans to be able to measure exact levels of stress onto our nervous system while identifying specific areas of dysfunction and creating precise, personalized plans of care that allows us to track progress objectively. So our approach focuses in on identifying the root cause of nervous system stress and then gently releasing these tension patterns to be able to restore proper nerve signal flow and supporting natural emotional regulation. So if you're tired of watching your child struggle with the emotional roller coaster of ADHD mood swings, we are here to help. Through the comprehensive consult and the insight scans and the neurologically focused approach that we can take to care, we can identify the specific areas of nervous system stress that's affecting your child, as well as create a personalized plan of care to be able to address the root cause of it all, while helping to restore natural emotional balance and supporting your child's overall development. So don't let another day go by watching your child struggle. Visit our website, call our office, or even give our social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, a DM to be able to schedule a consultation. So let's work together to help your child find emotional stability naturally and without relying on medications.